any noise.
Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari जय गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Fountain. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, text number 19. Chapter is entitled Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. So the verse is written on the board. Saghosho dhartarashtranam सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणाम् हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलोऽभ्यनुनादयन् सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणाम् हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलोऽभ्यनुनादयन् सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणाम् हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलोऽभ्यनुनादयन्। Anyone wants to read? सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणाम् हृदयानि व्यदारयत् सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणाम् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलोऽभ्यनुनादयन् सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणाम् हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव सः that घोषः vibration dhartarashtraणाम् of the sons of Dhritarashtra, Hridayani, hearts, Vyadarayat, shattered, Nabhaha, the sky, Cha, also, Prithivim, the surface of the earth, Cha, also, Eva, certainly, Tumulaha, uproarious, Abhyanunadayan, resounding. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. Purport. When Bhishma and the others on the side of Duryodhan blew their respective conchs, there was no heart breaking on the part of the Pandavas. Such occurrences are not mentioned. But in this particular verse, it is mentioned that the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered by the sounds vibrated by the Pandavas' party. This is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. One who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of the greatest calamity. So we are continuing our discussion on the first chapter of the Gita. So as we see here, in the earlier last few weeks, we saw how Pandavas blew their conchs, Arjuna and Krishna, Yudhishthir, Nakul, Bhim, all of them blew their conchs. And Kauravas also blew their conchs, Bhishma and others. But when Pandavas blew, as mentioned here, Hridayani Vyadarayat, of whom Dhartarashtranam. So the sound was so loud and uproarious. Nabhascha prithivim chaiva. In the sky and on the earth, it was resounding. And anyone who heard this, their hearts were shattered. So when do you feel your hearts are getting shattered? When there is fear, right? Not when there is some happy incident. Suddenly when we are walking somewhere, just imagine, like I remember a few years ago when that terrorist attack happened in Mumbai, right? 2008, November 26th. So we were in a program somewhere close by, and then 10 o'clock, all this firing happened, CST and other places. So when we heard that sound, what happened? Everyone was wondering, what is this? Not an ordinary sound, not like Diwali firecracker sound, a different kind of sound. And those who were actually present there in that area, CST station, Taj Hotel, right? Just imagine their condition. What kind of situation they must have gone through, right? Everyone is coming there to enjoy a party in the hotel, and suddenly you hear these explosions unexpectedly. Naturally, you will feel fearful. So here also we find Duryodhana had come with the hope that I can easily defeat this army. But then when he saw the army arrangement and their formation and their strategies and their conchal blowing, Hridayani Vyadarayat, their hearts were shattered because they felt fearful. They understood it is not going to be an easy war, pushover. So fear, it is said, is a sign of, there are real fears, there are perceived fears. If, like for example, if you have pain somewhere, the pain is an indication of some problem in the body, right? If my knee is paining or if my head is paining, that means there is something wrong in the body. And when there is pain, we do some action, we take some remedy. We may go to a doctor, we may take some medicine, apply some ointment, something, some massage, and then cure the problem. But imagine the pain doesn't come, but the problem is there. Then we will never know there is a problem, right? So pain indicates that there is some problem and you have to take an action. Similarly, real fears means there is some problem in society, some danger, some threat. And then we need to take an action. So in that sense, fear is good. It's healthy. It protects us from falling into danger. But then when there are fears which are not real, it is simply our perception. They define fear as false evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real. It looks like something, but it's actually something else. Like for example, if you're walking on the road and you see something coiled, then you may think it is snake. Especially if you're going through jungle and forest areas. Something is coiled and then you think it is snake. But then when you go close, then you realize, oh, it is not a snake. It is simply a rope, piece of rope. So false evidence appearing real. Some shadow you see moving, if you're going in the night, some figure is moving here and there, white clothes, and then you may think, array, this ghost, some thief. There's so many ghost theories, ghost stories, right? But how many of them are actually true, we don't know. Sometimes they're just false evidences appearing real. So how do we respond to fear? Generally, if we are attacked by someone, then we have three responses. One response is passive. Passive means the other party is too strong, too dada kind of person. And you are too thin, weak. Like in local train, someone may, some hefty guy may take up your seat, snatch your luggage, and then you are helpless. You can't do anything. Then you just remain passive. What can we do? Another time is sometimes someone attacks us, someone says something, threatens us, and then we become aggressive. We speak something harsh, something rude, and we shout at that person. Just like if, for example, in an office, in an organization, some senior, superior, a boss or someone senior does something wrong. You feel it is wrong. And then you may go into his office and then start shouting, how can you do this? I did this. You are not rewarding me properly, paying me properly. And that is aggressive response. So at the spur of the moment, we lose control over our anger, and then we speak something harsh. That is aggressive reaction to fear. But a healthy reaction to fear is to remain assertive. Think about the situation nicely, analyze the situation nicely, and pause for a moment and think, what are the outcomes? How it is going to really affect me? Is it really going to affect me? Even if it is going to affect me, how serious it is? Sometimes at that moment we may think, oh, such an injustice to me. But over a period of time, after some time, you may understand, इतनी भी कोई बड़ी बात है नहीं, right? If someone tells you something inappropriate and your ego gets hurt, and we may react. So, assertive. We have to be assertive. Someone is really creating a problem for us. We have to be politely but assertively, firmly, we have to say, no, this is not right. This I cannot tolerate. So that is response to fear in the mode of goodness. So usually people react to fear because of ignorance. They may not realize at all there is a cause for fear. Like for example, someone who is drunk, in an intoxicated state. Such person may, have you seen, it happens here sometimes on this road. People drunk and then they shouting, saying, challenging people, ladai karo mere saath, on the road. They will walk in the middle of the road. Cars and vehicles are moving, but they will fearlessly walk into the middle of the road, challenging, telling the driver, stop the vehicle. Bus wale ko bol raha hai, stop the vehicle. But then the bus driver somehow moves the vehicle without hitting him. So that kind of fearlessness, now we may think, so much courage he has, right? He's challenging the bus driver, truck driver, cars. That is not a sign of fearlessness. That is a sign of stupidity. right? So that kind of fearlessness is in the mode of ignorance. You are unaware of your existence. We don't know which state of existence I am in. That is not a healthy state of fearlessness. And then there is fearlessness in the mode of passion. Fear in the mode of passion, when I feel my opportunities to enjoy, my facilities, my resources, all these things are getting snatched. I am losing this. I have invested certain things at certain places, then that is getting lost. Then I feel fearful. So things that promise to give me enjoyment, if that is taken away or slipping out of my hand, then I feel fear. So that's considered, that is fear in the mode of passion. Real actual fearlessness comes in knowledge. If I know, like there is a story of that Greek philosopher, Socrates. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagavan ki. Socrates, he was arrested by the police and they said, we want to kill you. So he was given a cup of poison to drink. Socrates said, he took that cup of poison fearlessly and he said, catch me before you kill me. What do you mean catch me? Catch me means I am not this body. Right? I am a spirit soul different from the body. You don't know who I am. You are seeing simply the body. You have caught my body. You have not actually caught me, the self. Until you catch me, the real me, how can you kill me? So he was in a state of fearlessness. Not bothered about drinking the poison, not bothered about getting arrested and getting punished. He was totally fearless. And he easily drank the poison, glass of poison. And that's how he died. So Prabhupada used to say about him, Socrates was self-realized. Self-realized means he understood, he realized that he is not the material body, but something non-material, different from the body. So in this way, if we are in knowledge of my real identity, then we don't feel fearful of any situation. Today we have unlimited reasons of fear. Fear of market crash, fear of bombs, fear of war, anyone attacking us, fear of food shortage, fear of natural calamities, fear of earthquakes, floods, lack of rain, too much rain, intense heat wave, about to begin, right? Fear of COVID, again, COVID is rising. So many fears we have. So these are all, some are real, some are unhealthy. Are we taking proper precautions? So if someone is in knowledge that no matter what happens in society, I am beyond body, I am beyond death. In the Gita, 2nd chapter, we will see later, 2nd chapter, Krishna says, Na jayate mriyate va kadachin, nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano, na hanyate hanyamane sharire. He says, the body is doesn't take birth. Na jayate, mriyate va, doesn't die. Kadachin, ever. Nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuya. It doesn't have a past, it doesn't have a present, nor does it have a future. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano. Ajaha means unborn. Nityaha, permanent. Shashvata, eternal. Purano, the oldest. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. It doesn't die when the body dies. The soul doesn't die when the body dies. The soul means I. The person doesn't die when the body dies. So that's it's a big relief. When we say a person died due to accident or some disease or something, actually the person doesn't die. Only the body has died. That person has gone somewhere else to its next destination. Realizing this fact, understanding this fact with knowledge creates fearlessness in us. We become fearless upon realizing this. Right now we theoretically understand, I am not the body, I am a spirit. But when we actually realize this body is anyway changing all the time, constantly changing. I, the spirit soul, is constant, never dies. So first teaching of the Gita that Krishna gives to Arjuna is the foundation of fearlessness. And it can take years to realize that point. Because right now we are so much absorbed in the body and the needs of the body and the comforts of the body. We don't realize that how can I be different from the body? I am separate from the body. This thing doesn't dawn upon us. Therefore, spiritual practices are essential, where we gradually reduce our obsession with the body and we become more and more focused on our actual self. So, in this way, that's the source of true fearlessness. There was this great author named Bhartrhari. Heard of this? Bhartrhari? An ancient, he was a king, but then he wrote several nice poems. One poetry he wrote was Vairagya Shatak. And there Niti Shatak. Niti Shatak, Vairagya Shatak. So in one of those poems, he wrote a nice verse. He defines different types of fear. 9 types of fear. Which are those? Bhoge roga bhayam, kule chuti bhayam, vitte nrupalad bhayam, mane dainya bhayam, bale ripu bhayam, रूपे जराया भयम, शास्त्रे वादि भयम, गुणे खल भयम, काये कृतांतात् भयम. 9 types. सर्वम तथ्य भयान्वितम भुवि नृणाम वैराग्यमेवा भयम. So he says 9 types of fear are there, tormenting human beings. Which are those? Bhoge roga bhayam. First one. For a person who is addicted to various kinds of enjoyment, bhog, जो भोग में लगा हुआ है, drink this, eat this, watch this, indulge in all kinds of sense gratification. For such a person, what is the biggest fear? Roga bhayam. He is afraid of falling sick, illness. So there are so many illnesses. Right? Especially once you cross a certain age, middle age, then all kinds of problems start happening. You can't bend like this, you can't sit like this, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. Right? If someone is regularly conducting the health checkups, like we in the ashram do health checkups once in 3 years or 5 years. So occasionally you find, blockages here and sugar levels high and then blood pressure high levels. But then the doctor says, you can't eat this, cut down on oil, cut down on fatty substances, fatty liver. So many cancer, that is more serious. So, bhog, if we are addicted to enjoy bhog, then anytime the fear is lurking behind. What if this happens? What if that happens? If someone is young, then they are advised, tu kha le beta, jawani ka samay hai. After some years, you don't know, you may not be able to eat. A young boy, 20, 25-year-old, they don't follow any restrictions. Oh, I am on a diet. I cannot eat this. I cannot eat that. These people will eat anything, anytime, and nothing happens. But someone who is old, say imagine 70-year-old, there are so many restrictions. So the biggest fear for a person uh, indulging in different enjoyment, drinking, smoking, or any other, everything has a reaction in the form of some disease, right? So that is the biggest fear of a bhogi. Kule chuti bhayam. Kule means people who belong to a very prominent dynasty, aristocratic family. Oh, I belong to this school, this parampara, this dynasty. My great great grandfather and grandmother, since then we are managing this institution, we are running this organization, and I belong to that dynasty. That's a prestige matter. What is the fear of such a person? Chuti bhayam. Afraid of losing their status. If I belong to a rich business family, and my grandfather, father, all were rich businessmen, and I can't even run the business, then I fall down. I have to look for a job in some company. That prestige is gone. That is the fear. Then, what is the next? Vitte nrupalat bhayam. Rich people, people who have a lot of wealth, what is their fear? Their fear is getting taxed by government and losing all their money. Government taxations, GST and this and that, so many taxations. Or they may fear losing their money in investments, stock markets. Markets keep fluctuating all the time. So much money, crores, lakhs of money I've invested here, and suddenly next morning you see market crashed. All my shares gone. That's a big fear. Gosh, I wish I could have sold my shares just one day back. Or I should have waited to purchase them one day later. That is a fear for rich people. Then, Mane Dainya Bhayam. People who are honored, respected in society. What is their fear? Dishonor is their fear. In the Gita, Krishna says, dishonor is worse than death. Someone is respected, having a high position in society, they feel someone insulting me is the biggest insult. I am seen as a wretched person now. So losing honor is the biggest fear for people who are honored. Bale ripu bhayam. People who are physically strong or influential, their fear is ripu. Ripu means enemies. Someone more stronger will emerge. I am the best sports person, strongest sports person. Someone else will come, perform better. I have this much influence in society, and I have been treated like a king. Someone else comes, more influential. I have been winning this election for the last 10 years. Someone else will come and remove you from that post. Any post, whether it's politician or any office organization post. More stronger people will any time come. That is our fear. How long can I secure my position and remain in this position without being challenged? Rupe Jaraya Bhayam. People who are physically attractive, physically beautiful. What is their fear? Jara. What is Jara? Old age. Old age is the biggest fear for young, attractive looking people, models and actors and actresses. The first sign of a gray hair or a wrinkle on the face, they feel, how can I continue in my industry now? Then they have to do so much workout and so much cosmetics and so much facial and go to beauty parlor and so much patch up you have to do to get selected in movies and acting. So young people, as long as we are young, we don't think of old age. And when we look at old people, we kind of don't understand the challenges they are going through. But the first sign of old age, when we realize, oh, I am also growing old. And then we start developing certain fear. And then counteracting measures we take up as much as possible. That is Rupe Jaraya Bhayam. Next, Shastre Vadi Bhayam. People who are learned, scholars, what is their fear? They are afraid of opposing arguments. You come up with a theory, some ideology, and then someone else will come present another theory refuting that theory. Like in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we read the story of Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit, when he was a young man, before he took sannyas at the age of 24, he was a very great scholar. And he was a most brilliant student in his school. So he would challenge his friends and other, even the teachers many times. He would ask a question and they would give an answer. Nimai Pandit would refute that answer and present his theory. And then he would challenge, now you defeat my arguments. They would say, your explanations are perfect. There is no way you can defeat that. Then Nimai would himself defeat his own arguments, Lord Chaitanya. He would explain in such a way that his own arguments are defeated. And then he would ask, now you defeat this set of arguments, the one that I established. They would say, I can't do that, we can't do that. Then Nimai would again refute his own arguments. Establish, re-establish, refute. In this way, arguments would continue. Then there was one time another scholar came to Navadvip. His name was Digvijay Pandit. He was actually a great scholar who had traveled all over India. And he was declaring himself as a world champion. Whoever can defeat me, challenge me. And he would get, yes, after defeating anyone, he would get it signed from them. I have lost debate with such a person. And this way he had collected a lot of signatures. Signature campaign he was doing. Finally arrived at Navadvip. Because Navadvip at that time was a big center of learning and education. So he thought, if I can defeat the greatest scholars here, then my reputation will increase. So he came. And everyone said, go and meet Nimai Pandit. He is the best scholar. So he went and challenged Nimai. And there was a debate between the two. In that debate, this Digvijay Pandit lost the debate. The one person who was like unconquerable all over India, he lost the debate with Nimai Pandit. And he felt so humiliated. He felt such a loss of reputation. So that night he went and prayed to Goddess Saraswati, saying, how could you do this to me? You have always blessed me with victory and knowledge. No, but I now lost the match, lost the debate. So Saraswati Devi came in his dream and said, look, you are not defeated by any ordinary person. You got defeated by Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya himself. You should take pride in that instead of feeling humiliated. Bhagwan ke samne haar gaya main. And he is my Lord also, Saraswati is saying. Nimai Pandit is my Lord also. So when he understood that, then next day, Saraswati told him, go and fall at his feet, beg forgiveness and surrender your life to him. So then he was very happy next day and then submitted himself to Lord Chaitanya and he surrendered, became a nice devotee. So Shastre Vadi Bhayam, one who is a big scholar, they can't tolerate getting defeated in argument by someone else. Somehow we keep on arguing, defeating, nahi, what I said is right, my opinions matter, my suggestions, how can you reject, defeat? That attitude we have. And Shastre Vadi Bhayam, Gune Khala Bhayam. People who have good qualities, Guna, they are afraid of envious people. People who maintain nice dealings, nice behavior, and they are known in society as good people, gentlemen. Such people are afraid of khala bhayam. Khala means envious, bad people. And kaye kritantat bhayam. Kaya means body. People who have body, their biggest fear is kritantat bhayam. The biggest fear is fear of death. Anyone who has a body, we all are afraid of the destruction of the body. Kritantat bhayam. Therefore, Bhartrahari says in the end, everything in this world is linked to fear. Some way or other, everything that we have, there is some connection with fear of losing that. Therefore, the only way one can become fearless, Bhartrahari says, Vairagyam eva abhayam. Detachment alone, detachment from any kind of possessiveness, detachment from any kind of obsessions in this world. That alone can give us true fearlessness. In this way, we all go through so many fearful emotions. But if it is based on such temporary attachments, then we need to overcome those things. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, we find the story of Ambarish Maharaj. This story comes in the 9th canto. Very nice story of demonstrating fearlessness, true fearlessness. So Ambarish was a king of the whole planet, king of the entire Bhumandala. And he was ruling very nicely, everything was going well, people were happy, subjects were happy, kingdom was prosperous. And he was a great devotee. Ambarish is the example who engaged all his senses in the service of Krishna. Savai manak Krishna padara vindayor vachamsi vaikunta gunanu varnan. He would engage his ears in hearing about Krishna, tongue in glorifying Krishna, physical body in serving Krishna, cleaning the temple floor. In this way, he engaged all his senses in devotional service. So one day he was observing an Ekadashi fast. Today is Ekadashi. He was observing an Ekadashi fast. And the time for breaking the fast appeared next day, Dwadashi, you break the fast. Right? So just before the fast was supposed to be broken, he got a guest at his palace. Who was the guest? Durvasa Muni, the sage Durvasa. Now, who is Durvasa? He is not an ordinary sage. This sage is known to become happy easily and become angry easily. If you satisfy him, he will be easily pleased and he will shower you with all kinds of blessings. But if for some reason he becomes angry at you, you are unable to please him, then he can easily get angry and he will curse you like anything. So people were afraid of approaching him. So Durvasa Muni comes here to Ambarish's palace as a guest. And the funny thing is, he doesn't come alone. He comes with an entire group of disciples, thousands of disciples. So he said, so I have come, please arrange my food. Sadhus are known for unexpectedly arriving anywhere. So Ambarish said, okay, please get ready, take your bath and we will arrange everything. So Durvasa Muni goes to take a bath in the river. Now Ambarish has been fasting, right? So the fast has to be broken at the right time. We call it the Parana time. Parana time means that few 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours of duration. In that duration, you are supposed to break the fast. Not before, not after. Then that's how you get the full benefit of performing the fast. So when Durvasa Muni came, he went to take his bath. Now ideally, as a host, you cannot eat anything before the guest. Right? So he was waiting for Durvasa Muni. But Durvasa Muni was taking long time. He had gone for a bath, but then he was not returning only. And the Parana timing for breaking the fast was getting delayed, getting over. Only few minutes were left. So what should he do? Should I break my fast by eating something? Or should I wait for the guest, serve the guest, and then eat something? What would you do? And if you are in Ambarish's position, should I eat or should I serve the guest? Serve the guest, not eat. But then Parana time you won't get the benefit of Ekadashi. So Ambarish was in this confusion. What to do? So he consulted his ministers and brahmanas and priests. And finally arrived at the conclusion that I will drink water. Drinking water is as good as keeping fast and breaking fast. So he took some water and drank. Now, interestingly, Durvasa Muni is there taking bath. He understood that Ambarish has drank something. That's the mystic ability they had all in those times. And he came, he said, how can you do this? I am the guest and you insulted me. You drank before the guest. Very bad. And he got really angry and wild. And Ambarish didn't say anything. Ambarish was like folded hands. But Durvasa got really furious. So you know what he did? He pulled out his jata, kind of one strand of hair out of his head, and created a demon. This demon was like fiery, huge size monster, black coppery eyes, reddish hair, fire emitting from the eyes and mouth. And he ordered the demon to kill Ambarish. For what? For breaking the Ekadashi fast by drinking a little water. That is the crime he did. For this crime, he's creating a demon to kill him. Now what is Ambarish's response? What would we do? We'll try to run away, right? The closest room, hid somewhere, call the police, maybe, whatever, some security. But Ambarish, his response was close his eyes and just pray. There's no time to run. The monster is standing in front of you. So Ambarish, peacefully, without any disturbance, without any anger, without any provocation, he just stood there prayerfully, focusing his mind on Vishnu, Krishna. And he just closed his eyes. And what happened? So because Krishna says in the Gita, right? Name bhakta pranashyati. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Someone who has taken shelter of Krishna is never destroyed. So Lord Vishnu, Krishna, in order to protect his sincere devotee, surrendered devotee, he decided to take the matter in his own hands. So out came a Sudarshan Chakra to protect Ambarish. And the Sudarshan Chakra destroyed the demon immediately. But then Sudarshan was not satisfied. He wanted to do something more creative. So he started chasing whom? Durvasa. Started chasing the sage. That was the least thing that Durvasa expected. Suddenly, being an attacker, he became a victim. He saw the fiery Sudarshan Chakra chasing him. What did Durvasa do? Not like Ambarish, he prayed when he was in danger. Durvasa started running for his life. Not like our running. He was like flying through space. Mystic, yogic abilities they had. So he's traveling in outer space. And Sudarshan is chasing. Sudarshan is far enough not to kill him, but close enough to make him fearful. He can feel the heat of the Sudarshan, but not too close that he's burning him. And Durvasa is running to all the devatas. First he goes to Indra, requests Indra, please do something, help me, save me. Indra says, what happened? He says, look who is behind me. Sudarshan. Sudarshan? What can I do, Sudarshan? Vishnu's chakra. I can't help you. Please continue. Seek help somewhere else. He goes to Brahma. Brahma also says the same thing. Goes to Lord Shiva. Everyone says, we can't help you. Finally he enters Vaikuntha, the spiritual world. Because that is Vishnu's abode. And Vishnu's chakra is chasing him. So he goes and falls at Vishnu's feet and says, please help me, save me from your weapon. So Vishnu says, what happened? Looks, your chakra is chasing me. So Vishnu says, I can't help you. So you can't help me. Your weapon, you can't help me. He says, yeah, because I didn't release the weapon. He said, there is only one way, only one person can help you. That is Ambarish. He said, Sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham madanyattena jananti naham tebhyo managapi. So what is Vishnu trying to teach him? He says, you trying to kill my devotee is as good as you trying to hurt me. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam. My devotees are my heart. They are situated in my heart. And I am situated in their heart. Sadhunam hridayam tvaham. Madanyattena jananti. They don't know anything besides me. Naham tebhyo managapi. And I don't know anything besides them. That's the loving reciprocal relation between Krishna and his devotees. So Lord Vishnu said, I can't help you. You have only one solution. Go back to Ambarish, fall at his feet, beg forgiveness. Then if Ambarish forgives you, then your life can be spared. So all the way from Vaikuntha, he comes back to Ambarish's palace. And Ambarish is unaware. Ambarish is like in the same situation, prayerful. He didn't even know itna bada drama ho chuka hai yahan pe. He comes back and falls at the feet of Ambarish. And Ambarish, that's when he realizes, this great sage is at my feet. He says, no, please get up, please get up. Then Durvasa Muni begs forgiveness. And then he says, Aho ananta dasanam mahatvam drishta madhyame. What is the next line? Kritagasopi yad rajan mangalani samehase. Aho ananta dasanam. I have seen the mahatvam drishta madhyame. I have seen the greatness of the devotees of Lord Ananta, Lord Vishnu, today. Today I have witnessed the greatness of the devotees of Lord Vishnu. Kritagasopi yad rajan. In spite of being offended, mangalani samehase. They are thinking well, they are wishing well for others, even for those who are attacking them, offending them. So in this way, Durvasa Muni has a change of heart upon seeing Ambarish's behavior. And Ambarish forgives him naturally. And as soon as Ambarish forgives him, Sudarshan Chakra stops chasing him and goes away. And Durvasa Muni's life is spared. So what we understand here, if we take shelter of Krishna, that is the source of real fearlessness. Otherwise, any source of protection that we seek, everything is temporary. Temporary things of this world cannot offer us real protection, real fearlessness. The Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dehapatya kalatradishu atma sainyeshu asatsopi tesham pramatto nidanam pashyannapi na pashyati. Deha, body, apatya, relatives, kalatradishu, our sons and well-wishers, atma sainyeshu asats, all these sources of protection that we usually go to in times of danger. Asatsu api, they are asat. Asat in the sense, they cannot offer us real protection. They can offer some temporary protection. At the time of real danger, all these so-called securities will fail. Tesham pramatto nidhanam pashyannapinam. But a foolish person, in spite of knowing this, doesn't know this. Pashyannapinam. He sees this failing soldiers, still he doesn't see. पश्यन्नपि न पश्यति, देखने पर भी दिखता नहीं है उसको. So that's therefore all of us are really in a fearful situation because we don't seek shelter from the real source of fearlessness. The real person who can actually offer us security, we don't go there. And therefore, from Ambarish's story, we understand how, in spite of getting attacked by a monster, Ambarish was totally fearless. There is a nice song by one poet. Bhajahu re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare. He's praying to the mind. He's treating the mind like a person. Bhajahu re mana. Oh mind, Bhajahu re mana Shri Nandanandana. Please do bhajan or worship Shri Nandanandan, Krishna. Abhaya Charana Ravindare. That's the place where you get actual abhaya, fearlessness or security. So our mind has to be trained to seek protection from the right place. Otherwise, the nature of the mind is look for some temporary sources of security, but which is ultimately going to fail and make us actually fearful. So if you practice meditating on Krishna, Krishna's holy name, Krishna's activities, Krishna's pastimes, then we actually start feeling confidence, fearlessness. And that's when we can actually feel secure. That's the most secure place at the lotus feet of Krishna. So here in this verse, as we saw, Duryodhana and party are feeling shattered. Their hearts are shattered upon hearing the conch shell blowing of the Pandavas. But the Pandavas are not shattered. They don't feel insecure. They are confident. In spite of having a smaller army, much smaller than the Kaurava army, Pandavas are jubilant, confident, courageous. Just because they have one factor, Krishna on their side. Jayastu Panduputranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. Wherever there is Krishna, that side is going to be victorious. So in this way, we see this section here. We'll stop here. Any thoughts anyone has? Any comments?
Previous Sunday you said that Krishna said the name is Rishikesh, the controller of six senses. But the people who are blind and deaf are the karma is their reason, or Krishna do them for some reasons?
Yeah, we can't blame Krishna for problems we are facing. Yeah, it's a kind of karmic reaction. Whatever physical abilities, physical disabilities we have, it's something coming from the past life. So, but still, everyone will have different sensory capacities, and we try to use it in the best possible service. But Krishna is Rishikesh because he has control. He is the controller of all the senses. Our facing problems with certain senses is not because there is some mismanagement from Krishna's side. He still remains Rishikesh. So, yes? Yes, Mataji. There, that side. Mic is coming.
Why people of other religions fear when we take shelter of Krishna? Means if we chant the name, if we do arti, anything, or if we go to a temple, why they fear? Or why they feel irritated, they feel adverse effect and all that. But when they do actually sin or when they do a crime, they are not having fear and all that. They don't have fear of God and everything like that.
Why they fear when we chant Hare Krishna? When
Yeah,
we do.
because I'm Parsi, my parents, my husband and all, they always have the fear. But when they eat meat or when they do anything or something like that, they don't have any kind of anything. They don't have adverse effect, they don't get irritated. Because I and my son, we do all this. Actually, my son only brought me here.
Okay.
And since from that, I'm feeling very much happy and very much good from inside and peaceful.
So why they fear? I don't know. You'll have to ask them why they fear. what is
Means
making
they
them?
say, okay, you are Parsi, so you must do this only. You must go to fire temple, you must say prayer, Parsi prayers. Why you go there? Nobody has gone there. Because I got the full knowledge from here. They have never given me that knowledge, what is life, what is a human form, why is the human people have to, means they have the human people, why they come in this birth, in this human form.
So one reason could be they feel, no, my religion is getting eroded. Our people are, we are losing our people.
We have seen sense gratification right from the childhood.
Hmm.
And here people are so much in the self-realization. So we feel that it is more appropriate. When we ask great people like people who are scholars about anything, we don't know. God has given us authority. Just like that, God has given the authority to do sense. It's not something nonsense. Because when we wear sadra, kasti, all those religious, no? And we should not cut nails in our hair in the ear. But you put all this nails and hair in your stomach, that is okay. God has given no authority. No, this is something ignorant type of answer.
So we don't have to debate with such people. We just have to, since you are in the same family member, we have to peacefully coexist, right? We don't have to unnecessarily provoke them, agitate them. As long as they are allowing us to do what we are doing, then that's fine. We don't have to try to impose our faith, our belief systems, our practices upon them. So try to keep the relation as cordial as possible. Otherwise, if we make them angry and arguments happen, then our practice will get affected. Yeah. So let us do what we can do, the bare minimum, without provoking them, and let them do what they want. That way, let us try to coexist. And if they have genuine concerns, queries and questions, try to explain to them based on logic and reasoning, not based on faith.
Because my son entered with such people, and he pursued his logic, and then he could not answer only. The person could not answer only back.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.